message me asking me if I can do a video on how to turn a 3-piece fishing rod handle set from start to finish in real time, so that they can kind of see how I do it. And I'm more than happy to oblige. No reason not to. So what I'm going to do in this video, we'll keep this introduction short. I'm going to take this block of 2x2 square maple, 6 inches long, and we're going to turn this into a 3-piece rod handle set. So I'm going to make a foregrip, a rear grip, and a butt cap out of one block of wood. So with no more discussion, I'll relocate the camera here, and we'll go ahead and we'll turn that rod handle set. All right, so what I've got here is I got a 6-inch block of maple. It's 2 inch by 2 inch by 6 inches long. I've got it chucked up in my chuck. I'm leaving it square, and I've drilled a 1/2 inch hole. I used the full length of a 1/2 inch drill bit, so I drilled a 1/2 inch hole about 4.5 inches deep on this 6-inch block. So I've got the hole drilled 4.5 inches deep, square block. Put my center back in. I always like to work with the center whenever possible. And then, so basically I'm going to turn this thing for the most part round. I'm going to take the big corners off, and then I'll make a rod handle out of it. So I'm going to go with my 3/4 inch roughing gouge, make it round. Okay, so I've got it round for the most part. Now I'm going to take my it is about a 1 inch skew, and I'm going to bring this all down, bring down the whole thing to about 1 inch. Most rod handles, when they butt up to the reel seats, are right around 1 inch in diameter. So I'm going to bring this. I'm going to use my skew. I'm going to do some peeling cuts, and I'm going to bring this down to 1 inch. Turns out that my center here is 1 inch, so I'm going to bring it down to the diameter of my center, actually just a little bit bigger, just so I have some room for error. Before I do that, let me make some adjustments here. I like to peel cut just a little higher than center. Bring that a little closer. Okay, now we're ready. like to do that with the skew because you get these nice big shavings, and it really makes short work of the spindle. So I got it pretty close to round. I mean, it's a little fat, but this is just pretty rough. Now what I do is I'll take my round scraper and I'll just true everything up a little bit and drop my tool rest back down. So a lot of what I do with these is I do split grips, and what I do is I'll do a 3-inch rear grip first. So I'll come in here with a tape measure and I'll mark off, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, approximately 3 inches, just so I know about where I am. And then I'll take a parting tool and I'll start to part right there, just making sure you don't go down past the 1/2 inch. Like I said, I was just saying, you want to make sure you don't go beyond go down into the 1/2 inch hole that you drilled. So now that's basically my rear grip. Then I'll do a little front grip out of here, and then the rest of this right here will all be the butt grip. So when I do the rear grip, I use a scraper and I bring this down to 1 inch. A good inch right here off of my center. I'll kind of turn a cove shape in here and round the edges, and I'll make a basic shape of a rod handle. Take my small spindle gouge and I'll just finish off the end here. So that right there is a pretty good shape for a rod. When you put that in the palm of your hand, it's got a good feel to it. So that's basically my rear grip, and it's for the most part done. Now I'm going to do my foregrip. The foregrip is purely ornamental. It's got no functional or practical purpose whatsoever. So it doesn't have to be anything more than what you want it to look like. So again, I part it. So that's basically what my foregrip will be. I just make it purely ornamental, and then we'll do the rear grip or the butt grip. Again with my parting tool. round scraper again. Got my rest just a little far away because that's why I'm getting that chatter. So there, I've basically got the 3 parts of my grip. Now I'm going to sand it. Got a little 150 grit going here. Down a little 220 grit, and I only ever take these to 220. I get most of the tool marks out right away. It's really actually pretty good off the tool, but 220 is plenty adequate. Use a good sealer and filler, and this maple is really nice and tight grained. Comes out glass smooth. Yeah, that's smooth as. I got a little bit of tear out right there I got to take care of. That's better. Okay, so those are the 3 basic pieces of my rod handle. Pull this out of the way, I turn my lathe speed down, get my saw blade, and I'll start parting them off. So when you cut them off like that, there's always a little bit of roughness inside. You don't have to be real clean with this because the winding checks will cover up a lot of flaws. You just got to take the garbage out of there. So now I've got that one off. I'll sand this. part that off. Same thing, I'll take my diamond parting tool and I'll just kind of deburr or de-chamfer this edge here. Again, you're not going to see it, it's going to get butted up against the real seat or a winding check, either way. And we've got the butt cap. Now this one I want to take a little bit of care to sand right here, because this will be seamed to a point. So we'll take a little extra sanding care here. And I'll part that off as well. So that one's parted off. Now I'll remove what's left of the blank, which, as you can see, isn't much, just what the chuck was holding on to. There's not a whole lot left of that. Then I got a jam chuck here. And what I do with this jam chuck is this has got a hole in it. I'm taking, I rub my center up against it to kind of center it. Tighten that in. The only thing I'm going to use the jam chuck for is to sand the butt end of this butt cap, because it's a little rough because it was so close into the chuck I couldn't make it happen. So the way I do this jam chucks is I kind of get this thing spinning, and then I'll put the butt cap on while it's spinning. And that gets it pretty true. You can see there's not a whole lot of wobble there. It's getting there. And for the most part, that's all done. I got a 3-piece set, fishing rod handle set. I got my main grip or my rear grip. I got a butt cap, and I got a foregrip. And once all assembled on the rod, these will look really nice. And I don't put a finish on them until I know what the customer wants. I may have to stain them, may not have to stain them, so I leave the finish until last. But that took me all of about, what, 19 or 20 minutes to do a 3-piece fishing rod handle set. Alright, so here's the rod handle set I just built, or I just turned. And these are a few of them that I've made over the past few weeks. it just various kinds of shapes and sizes, and you can see you can get pretty creative with them. There I kind of made one a blue wash, and then here I did one with the blue lines. And then you can see here these two rods. This is basically how the rod handles are set up on the rods. So you have a butt cap and a rear grip, and here's the reel seat where the reel attaches, and here's the foregrip. And then up here some other rods that are grips that I've done. This is a maple with some finish on it. This one's oak. Here's another oak one, and I inlaid some leather strips inside of it. That one was kind of fun to make. This is a bit of ash, and here's one out of walnut, and I haven't made foregrips or rear grips for either one of those two. So at any rate, there's just a few of the rod handles I've made. None of them are really spoken for, but I've been just practicing and getting some ideas on how I want to do it. So it's just a lot of fun. But anyway, I hope this video helped you out. Especially the two that emailed me and wanted to see a real time, and hope that helped you out a little bit, and I hope the rest of you enjoyed this. And please comment if you liked the video. If you hit the thumbs up button. If you don't like it, hit the thumbs down button and comment on what I can do differently. And I appreciate your input, and I appreciate all the people who have subscribed to me so far. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do a video a week. Excuse me. I'm going to try and do a video a week on some kind of different project that I've done. Last week I went over my sharpening station. This week is the rod handle. So next week and then the week after I'll try another one, and we'll just go on from there. But I'm going to really try hard to do a video a week. But anyway, hope this helped you guys out. Thanks. Have a good one.